Existing home sales slow down, but loan health remains strong in the country. That's our topic for this morning's Backstage Pass. Good morning, I'm James Lopez, president at HomeFi Corporation. We're going to dive into some housing data this morning. National Association of Realtors released their existing home sales data for the month of April. These are homes that already exist, already built, and that closed in the month of April. Now, it's interesting to note this data starts to include people who were shopping in February and March, so it's starting to include some of those people that were shopping during a rising rate environment. It doesn't capture all of that, but it does capture some of that. And so that said, it showed the month over month in the month of April, existing home sales were down 2.4% month over month from March. And then year over year, existing home sales were down about 5.9%. Now, even though we were down, we were slowing down a little bit, these numbers are still really strong, especially given the headwinds that we're facing in the real estate market right now. We've got higher interest rates, higher home values, and low inventory. Now, speaking of inventory did go up month over month in the month of April, up about 10% to a little over 1 million homes, existing homes for sale in the month of April. And this is kind of indicative of what we normally see as a cyclical, seasonal increase in inventory. Families are getting ready to move because of relocation for jobs and things like that, and they want to relocate in the summer so kids get a fresh start at school, things like that. And so that's what we're seeing right now. You know, the month of April saw a 10% increase based on that seasonal data, but we're still down 10% year over year as far as homes for sale. So inventory still remains pretty tight in the market. But homes are selling incredibly quick right now. As a matter of fact, in the month of April, homes were on the market on an average of 17 days. It's about the same as it was in March, and 88% of homes sold within 30 days during the month of April. That's pretty quick, and really, the fact that there's still this low inventory and homes are selling fast is showing there's still a lot of demand, really is going to stay supportive of home prices. Now, speaking of home prices, the median home price during the month of April was up to $391,200. That's up 15% year over year. When we talk about that particular number, we just want to make sure that we give it a little bit of color here. That includes or is skewed a little bit because the vast majority of homes that are closing are above the $500,000 mark. So very, very much fewer homes are below that $500,000 mark. That's kind of skewing that data just a little bit. And also in this report included first-time home buyers information and things like that. So first-time home buyers made up 28% of purchases during the month of April. That's down from 30%, and it's kind of right there. It's been oscillating between 28 and 30%. And look, it's difficult right now for first-time home buyers because home values are high and things like that. So we've seen that number kind of move around in that 28 to 30%. Investors made up 17% of purchases during the month of April, and then cash buyers made up 26%, down from 28% of purchases in the month of April. One of the things I want to note is that foreclosures made up less than 1% for purchases during the month of April. Now, I think that's an incredible stat, and that leads me into the next stat from CoreLogic. CoreLogic released their loan health data for the nation, and in February of 2022, we saw year over year delinquency was down 2.5% year over year. Now, any kind of delinquency is anything that's 30 days past due all the way to foreclosure. That's what we're counting as delinquency in that note, and it was down 2.5% year over year. Loan health in the country right now is incredibly strong. As a matter of fact, there's been 11 straight months of decline in delinquencies, and we're at the lowest level since 1999. All right, we're going to party like it's 1999. It's loan health is great in the United States right now, and anecdotally, that kind of reminds me and really suggests to me that lender guidelines are strong. Right, we're lending to people that can afford their homes. They're getting loans that they can afford. They're purchasing homes that they can afford. And when we tie back into the idea of possibly a real estate bubble, you got to remember back in 2008, people were getting loans that they simply could not afford. And whenever you can't pay your loan, you go into foreclosure. All of a sudden, there was a glut of properties on the market that were in foreclosure that really kind of crashed prices. That's not happening. As a matter of fact, it's kind of the opposite. People are not going into foreclosure. Loan health in the country is strong, and home values are very strong too. So people have a lot of equity in their houses right now. Those are 2 points that just are a stark contrast from the 2008 housing bubble to now, and part of the reason why we don't think there's a bubble coming. Instead, like we talked about, we just think there's a deceleration in appreciation that's on its way. Now, jumping into the mortgage bond market today, mortgage bonds are up 2 basis points this morning. They've been kind of between down 10 basis points and up 10 basis points, so we're going to call it flat. 10-year yield is down 2 basis points this morning, and so what that means for mortgage interest rates is we should see interest rates open about the same as where they closed yesterday. No major economic news that's scheduled for today. Now, you never know, there could be some breaking news that comes out today. So the trading should be, relatively speaking, quiet, not a lot of volatility, mostly technical trading, which means most likely we're not going to see any reprices today. Kind of have a quiet Friday in the rate market and in the bond market. All right, that's all the news that we have for you today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Head over to Facebook. We've shared some infographics, especially yesterday, on some of the CoreLogic news and some other things. So go check that out on Facebook. And again, share this with a friend if you know somebody that would be interested to hear some of this data and news that we report on daily. Be sure to share this with a friend. Tell them to come subscribe to our YouTube channel so that they can see that data every day. All right, I hope you have a great weekend. Remember, stay positive, and we will see you on Monday.